You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
On YouTube.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are, I don't know, 10 hours, 12 hours out from the Rumble. WWE Royal Rumble's over. I streamed for about 10 hours last night, lost my mind, and it was a lot of fun last night, as always, here on The Joe Cronin Show. Thanks to Jake DeMarco and OKFA for jumping in for support last night, as always, as well. And tonight it's Monday Night Raw, and we've got just a couple things to talk about here. First of all, there's an update from WWE insiders that Shane Helms has rejoined the WWE, the Hurricane Shane Helms. There goes that interview we were going to get with him. I guess that's not going to happen. I mean, we've been talking about it for a year and a half with the guy, but happy for him. He's a good guy, smart guy, knows what he's doing. He did some work in Impact in the background, backstage, whatever you want to call it, and made pretty good suggestions from what I've seen on Twitter before, so he should be a pretty good asset in the back in the WWE. So they go ahead and grab him up. I wonder if they almost grabbed him because they didn't want another guy going over to Impact Wrestling after grabbing Abyss. And who was the other guy they got? I don't even remember the other guy now. But whatever. They grabbed two guys from Impact. They're in the backstage. Now they've got Hurricane Helms. And Impact Wrestling grabbed Tommy Dreamer and somebody else that I can't remember now either. Will Aleister Black be on Raw tonight? That's a question that everybody's asking. Since he wasn't able to get past Ciampa, that's his second loss. The first loss being, you lose the title. The second loss being he couldn't get past Ciampa again. All signs point to Aleister Black showing up on the main roster at this point. Even though there is that halftime heat event that is happening next week, so I don't know what's going to happen there. Now, Kevin Owens was the biggest example of a crossover guy. He was crossing over on both for a little while, showing up on the main roster, but still completing duties on NXT. So there's no reason why Aleister Black can't do this halftime special on Sunday, and that sort of be his last thing that he's done in NXT. I do think there's a good chance. I'm 70%. Honestly, I'm about 70% now that Aleister Black's up, but a lot of other people have been talking about it, and it could happen. According to Raj Giri on WrestlingInc.com, PW Insider also reported Velveteen Dream was backstage at the Rumble. He didn't do anything, but he was backstage. Basically, I don't understand where this story comes from. The title is, will Aleister Black be on Raw tonight? And then they write about Raw tonight, but they don't say too much. They just say, Aleister Black will be at the screening of Fighting My Family. That's the Page movie that's coming out. And he'll most likely not. So he most likely will not be at Raw tonight. Also, I didn't know that, so that would take my chances of him being there down to about a 0. So probably no Aleister Black tonight now that I look at this new report. Just off the cuff, I pretty much thought, Aleister Black might be there tonight, but now that they're saying that he's at that screening, which is a completely different place. I think that's in New York even. There's a Boston screening too I was invited to, and I think a lot of people were invited to it. I think it's just if you're on the email list, you might have gotten an invite. So they take RSVPs, and once it fills up, they shut it down. Mike Kanellis was not in the Rumble last night. A bunch of other goofy people like No Way Jose and stuff like that, they were there, but Mike Kanellis instead was watching from the suite with his daughter, watching Mummy compete in the Rumble. And there you go. Oh, just what a sad thing for him. It just keeps more pathetic and sad stuff from that. There's mixed reaction about Nia Jax in the Rumble last night. Honestly, there was part of me that thought it was kind of cool, and I kind of thought it was funny. But last night when it was happening, I didn't think it was cool last night. I was raging during my live review, screaming that I wanted to even choke the writers in the back and stuff like that. I was losing my mind last night in anger about Nia Jax appearing in the Men's Rumble. And then we saw guys able to fight Nia Jax, which is weird because we thought there was a policy on that. Now, I'm not one of these. Isn't it funny how the SJWs act? Some SJW, they don't know what to do. Some of the SJWs are like, oh my God, you can't hit a woman, and oh my God, ah! Meanwhile, other SJWs are virtue signaling. It's about time. And, oh, what a great step in the right direction for females to be recognized in such... Dude, this has already happened a million times before with China and stuff. And by the way, you're going against your own SJW laws and rules, you moron. Like, dude, people are... I'm convinced that people are friggin' idiots. You know, I mean, I saw people on my Facebook, like wrestlers, who were like, what a great blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, they don't know where to virtue signal in SJW. Dude, I am so concerned for the future. If you're somebody out there that's like, what a great accomplishment now, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, this stuff has already happened before you. Get over yourself. There's already been women fighting guys. It's already happened. There's no great step. It's just a decision creatively. It's not some crazy landmark amazing thing. It's not, you know, black people can finally drink from the water fountains of the white people. You know, it's nothing like that. It's not, finally we can allow other races to play baseball. It's not that, okay? We've already had multiple women wrestle guys. The reason why women aren't wrestling guys is because people like you who didn't want to see that, said it was violent. Now you're praising it. You guys don't know how to get your things together. You don't know how to get your virtue signaling white knighting together. You can't figure out how to do it. God, it's grotesque. This whole world is becoming like this. A war is coming, by the way. If this type of rhetoric from every side keeps coming up, oh my God, this is going to be a war. It's going to be a big war. It's going to be weird. I really didn't. I don't care at this point. I thought it was kind of entertaining with Nia Jax a little bit. Going back and watching it a second and third time last night or early this morning. I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny, I guess. And knowing that Seth won, I was more relaxed. You know, I was very concerned that Braun was going to win. That would have been just annoying. Braun Strowman sucks. I absolutely hate him now. I used to love him. I thought he was going to be. I wanted him to win. Now I think Braun Strowman's a joke, and WWE has made him a joke. And you can never undo that at this point to me. You can't undo the goofy, like, I'm going to do something. Like, you can't undo that goofiness. He is not a megastar at all. He's a goof. He cashed in his money in the bank like a moron and, like, basically told him he was doing it and wasted it. Like, so for all I know is Braun Strowman is a moron. And nobody is on the level of even a Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart on this current roster. We have no megastars, and that's where we're at. So what's going to happen tonight on Raw? Is Lars Sullivan going to end his anxiety attack and show up tonight on Raw? I don't know. They built him for 9,000 weeks and shoved him in our face about, the freak's coming. But then, you know, he saw an ant on the ground outside the arena and he ran the hell away. So that's what happened there. I don't know what's going to happen with Lars Sullivan tonight. There's probably a few more news stories to get to that I will get to at some point soon. But we'll talk about that later. Will Bray Wyatt show up on Raw tonight? That's another thing people have been talking about. Possibly Bray Wyatt showing up on Raw tonight. And we already know that Rowan has joined Daniel Bryan in some kind of way or whatever. And I think Jake DeMarco called it the vegan vigilantes or something like that the other night. And that may be true. And we're going to have to wait. We're going to have to find out tonight on Monday Night Raw. What do you guys think is going to happen tonight? I might have a video or two more to come after this because there may be some more news that comes out that I want to talk about. But right now, that's what I'm saying. And now I'm going to go record Morning Madness for you patrons on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. If you want to support the show, $5 a month gets you 30 hours of bonus content you can't hear on YouTube, on Patreon. And it's the stuff that YouTube doesn't want you to hear, basically. And I'll see you guys over there. Over 356 patrons. Morning Madness, it's coming. Plus me and Leah's episode 8 of Till Death Do Us podcast. Me and my wife's podcast. And Corrupted's coming up later in the week. And more to come over there. All right, guys. I'll see you tonight after Monday Night Raw live right here on the Joe Cronin Show. Leave a comment down below. I'll get to those. And if you want, share the video everywhere. I don't know.
You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show. The Joe Cronin Show. On YouTube.
Here's some videos you might have missed. Click on one of these videos to keep watching The Joe Cronin Show. Or click on the top right link to go to my Patreon and check out all the naughty stuff YouTube won't let me talk about. Blah.
I'm the devil.